with you. Alright, so I was just thinking, my other phone's done with, and it was really while I was about to get back on here. So there's a merge going on. There's already been a merge going on. Okay, it's like a four-sun process. Okay, but that's within 12 years. Okay, we're 7 years in, but the energy of the seventh seal doesn't settle till April 2025. Okay, so dealing with a lot of this other shit, a lot of y'all don't be wanting it to be hot, so y'all be cool when it's raining. Then forget that it's genetically modified most of the time, and you trying to be outside and shit, you breathing in them fumes that's falling. So when it's just really stuck in the air, it's better for it to rain, but at the same time, a lot could cause flooding. When you ground, you create sunspots. You feel me? So it's like you is like a pyramid energy. You feel me? And you can harness that. I mean, really, it's just you harnessing your own energy for real, for real. It's you. Like getting back to the point, like the outputs to your inputs is nature dealing with the body. Your brain deals with the nervous system. So it's like the Taurus field, all that. That's part of your nervous system. And when you come to conscious of that shit, is a wrap. Okay, whole fasting is gonna help repair the cell and uh, build up life force. Because the thing with fruits and vegetables, that actually like as soon as you eat it, you like literally just reproduce red blood cells instantly, and it will help you breathe even better. That's why you be feeling like that when you eat it. You be like, oh my goodness. Sometimes it just open up your sinuses and everything immediately. Like when I felt like I got drugged at one point, thing is, I was so aware. Some told me not to go into fear, and I just started listening. And first thing it said was eat fruit. I tried to ground, and that's what happened. And first thing it said was eat fruit, and I was eating fruit, and I was like, boom, start breathing. You feel me? So I stamp on that message. You feel me from personal experience. So look, anyways, there's a merge going on because there was a 12-year cycle. So when they be saying the flip of polarities, it'd be like how I show y'all the symbol of the delta with the triangle upside down and one up, just like my name. So that's really representing the UV from delta because delta means UV, and the pyramid up is representing Chi or the ground because one up, one down is pretty much a cycle. Like, you feel me? Just like the little recycle symbol, it's a cycle going on. So now we're in pretty much the seventh cycle since April. That's why this is a merge because it's a split between um, 1 through 6 and 7 through 12. The thing about the 12 is a 1, 2, 3, which is pretty much a rebirth. So 1 through 9 can settle using numbers and symbolism, talking about the ethers because these dimensions people speak of as the ethers. So I guess I know the fourth dimension because it went around 4 times. So 4 times 360, you get 1,440. So I've been measuring it by hertz and degrees, just like the Egyptians would do. You feel me? They were big on sacred geometry and frequencies. You feel me? So time dealing with hertz, the years is just like the hertz. So when that 1,440 hertz hit, that was like 4D type shit because it went around four times. When I say it went around four times, the energy was denoting all around the planet because as it goes around through the year, you have these CMEs, boom, boom, boom. It's hitting these sunspots, but these sunspots are lands. Okay, they're lands, pyramids, all types of shit that's underwater, and it creates what they call a delta. Okay, dealing with volcanoes because that's a delta shaped thing. Delta plains like Florida, um, New York, shit like that, coastline places that has that little delta type plain. You feel me? Still like flooding, but it brings in a lot of minerals at the same time. And people gonna see all types of artifacts even more as the waters move through. And the same time, if anyone remember when I said when 4, 5, 6 settle, meaning 2021 through 2023, once that energy settled and it fully settled, April, and now we're in the seventh, starting the seventh seal. So a lot of people is already saying this is the eighth just because of the year. No, we already skipped this year dealing with the matrix. Okay? And the matrix is picking it up just like your DNA is picking up the futuristic time. I said this was going to happen beginning of this year. People's going to be talking about more about timelines and jumping and all type of shit. And more AI is going to be revealed. And that's exactly what happened. Because through this timeline is dealing with the cycle just like 369. But when you're measuring it and it's dealing with the clock, it's really the clock and the compass is how you measure the sun. That's how they were even fucking using it before all the extra shit, I think. But from what I came to a conclusion about, the clock is the compass of the sun. Okay? So that 12 is just that 3. So now you have the 33 of the 6 and the 9, the motherfucking cycle within. So boom. So look, uh, so the timeline is really 3693, and as it goes through all these years and shit, we start reflecting because of the sun simulating it also. So, but the thing is, the sun is repairing the DNA, or it could be harmful to the DNA, or it can do nothing at all, depending on you, right? So I be saying A plus B equals C, but that means just like a one, two, three. It's easy as one, two, three. You feel me? Everything works in trinities. Same thing with 369. Just the 369 is east, south, west, and north also. But that's when I was like, it has to be the one, two, three with the 12, the 10 through the 12, because if you look at it, you're just going to say east, south, west. What about north? And then when you realize it's a circle with the clock, the, the circle just represents the light. Just like the circle in a square, that's a 720. But the circle and the squares just represent uh sun, moon, the matrix type shit. So that's why I be saying the moon manipulates the energy from the backside, and the reflection you be seeing is motherfucking earth. So got I'm trying to stay on point because I just lost myself. All right, so yeah, so it has to be the 3693. So that's the timeline. So where we at? April was 20 the 2160 mark, dealing with like how the age of how it transitioned into a new age dealing with the horoscopes and shit with the feminine energy. So that was dealing with Aquarius, fully like boom. So and that also dealt with the Mandela effect because it went past the timeline on a physical state, went past the year 2023, and I try to show you. I might have posted on a community thing. So when you look at the timeline, how I got it written out, it goes throughout the year type shit. But I'm seeing is really accurate, and now NASA's trying to do some same shit pretty much. But the thing is like it goes around, and as it goes around, it's like unlocking people DNA because the memory is repairing because the duplication of cells. When this UV is hitting, is causing cellular subdivision, which is pretty much tripling your cell as a gain, as a and or as a loss. But either way, it's a mutation. So niggas is literally mutating. But the thing about this merge though, it was a split between the 12. So 1 through 6, that's a 66. Okay, because 1, 2, 3 is a 6, 4, 5, 6 is a 6. Now during that split, that's a 66 plus 6. That's about to happen. 7, 8, 9, which is pretty much this year and the next 2 years afterwards. That's 7, 8, 9. By 2027, that's when the nine ether is going to be settled on a physical state. You feel me? And it should sounds all crazy, but it's pretty much like the ninth dimension merging in type shit. But it's gonna be the ninth ether, like the seven ether is settling right now. So a good person to listen to that understand that a little bit is Young Pharaoh made a old video, but somebody has a channel called the Pyramid, and he is a video about carbon 7. That's what's happening right now, and I stamped that message. He made it a while ago, like 10 months ago, but it matches to what I'm saying right now because this is the seventh cycle dealing with the seventh seal, and that seal fully seals by April, guaranteed. But during these times, if you look at uh the timeline for this year where we at right now, this shit be sound weird, but I confidently mean this shit. This should be funny. So it's like, all right, so boom. All right, so July 27th, that Lionsgate portal, right? There's four Lionsgate portals a year, but they're different faces of the dragon, right? So you have your lion, you have your goat, you have um, the snake, and maybe the ox and the eagle. Y'all know it's different ones dealing with the cherubim or the Ezekiel will type shit. So where we at is in the July, August, the 8-8 portal. Now it's a reflection of the same thing in a higher state though, dealing with October 27th going into November 12th. So keep if you can keep the same concept of how the Lionsgate portal energy is. Now, it's the same type of energy, but uh you're dealing with a different trinity. In my eyes, it'd be seeming like the same trinity because with this merge, it's going to be a quadruple solar system. Okay, that's what's dealing with the four suns. They were saying a tri-solar system, but due to Sirius being a portal, is a gate. It's not a star. It's a portal. It's a portal to Sirius A, B, C, and X. There might be a G star there, just because my theory with the flares, I feel like that kind of like goes off of that too. But at the same time, A plus B plus C equals M. Uh, it's the same thing. So it's like Sirius A, B, and C type shit pulls magnetism from X, from Sirius X type shit, and boom, comes through, connect through a cilion, which is or a cough, which is pretty much, if you draw a cough circle with a line, kind of like a shaft, put it at a tilt because we had an elliptical tilt. You put one on top, one on bottom, it's gonna look like planets connected. You can have one going one way and have one going another way, like an X, and it's all gonna come to the center to that sun. You feel me? It's portal type shit, bro. Sirius is a portal, and Nibiru's already joining. So boom, you had your binary. That A and that B came, and now it's producing another thing, and then it's gonna produce another sun. It's 369. It, it's just it takes 3 years. Okay, so we're at the start of like the third sun type shit. But I mean, people are already gonna see it because it's already there. It's just the ozone layer is breaking. There's more UV light, more yeah, more ultraviolet radiation being exposed. About like since I chipped my tooth, like my words be just like yeah, like that grounding. Y'all want to stop all that extra rain? Just get grounded. Feel me? Let that be your intent to connect with the sun. Feel me? Because really, if you're trying to go out here, you're gonna have to be like a plant. You gotta always be grounded. When the time you have, you ground with your hands. You don't always have to take your shoes off. That can also help loosen your arms too if they're a little tight. Because you be feeling a little iffy and you forget. Just remember, hood scientist said, "Take them goddamn shoes off somewhere. Get grounded." That's how collectively a whole bunch of people was like doing this shit at the same time. There was some manipulation of the weather going on. It was just like boom. I already know people be looking at me weird, but see the sun always pop up. That shit just shining on top of me. And I know that shit's really a spaceship. It's in the bed. Merge already happened. But now with this merge, like this whole matrix deal with a lot of mirror magic, you feel me? So with this merge though, you're gonna start seeing reflections of shit. For real, for real. And this extra moon that's coming supposedly soon, it might be today, I don't know, tomorrow. Might have already been there. My eyes has already been there, stationary. And you can really see Aunt Aries. That's what we were really about to deal with. Aunt Aries, a big old red giant, deal with Isis, the heart of the scorpion. You can kind of see that, and that says the lens flare is always there. Big ass red sun. But this green moon, I might be wrong, but I'm gonna just say it. This is my prediction. I could be wrong. I'm not saying go off what I said, but remember what I said. I think it's the green moon, and I think it's called Harrington. Just like Carrington, without the C, it's a H, right? And they kind of play with them words because the C stands for gamma, dealing with this energy type shit, and dalet in the Hebrew. But that H had a goes back to proper population H. You feel me? Connecting above and below, kind of like a Gemini. A H is really a magnet. Is two magnets, one above, one below, and it's pretty much the little time lapse representing the time lapse clock. Okay, so the preparation H stand for that time lapse clock. Like you can draw it out if you don't believe me. Like get a piece of paper or some shit. You can draw it out. It's gonna like end up. Damn, if I had that notebook in here, I could probably show you. But yeah, that deals with the time lapse thing and some type of vortex, tornado type thing that connects. I might be I might be speaking futuristic wise, but yeah, it represents that little time clock with the sand. So the H. So the Harrington, right? When I say six, the energy is settling on the physical state. The ether is. So since I said the six ether settled, like last year to April, we were the six ether was settling every 3 months. It was going into a higher state. That's just what it do. East, west, south, and north. Like right now, we're in the south and it's moving west. Okay, and that's on October 27th. That's representing the nine, the 369. So the nine represents the west. It's coming this way. Okay, so there's a time between the year 2000 AD, 2250. That's a nine. Okay, 2250 is a nine. Okay, and then 2340. That's another nine. 2340 is represented as October 27th. So 3 days later is the year 2400. Hold on, no, I just do it off. 2343. And if you looked at any little prophecy timeline or some shit, that matches up to Noah's flood. Okay? Not to be fear mongering, but I think if it was around that time, it's gonna be that time. I can't remember when the election time is. I don't know if it's around that time. I don't really be too much in politics, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a flood somewhere, and everyone's already speaking of it. Why? Because as we go through this timeline, the same shit's happening. You feel me? Because the DNA memory is picking up to what the planet is dealing with. Okay, is weird. So that's why, like, as these as the years been going, people been exposing what's been the memory of what happened. The pretty much your past life, you've been remembering it, and now people on YouTube exposing it, and they're watching that shit. It's, it's a global consciousness experiment. Okay, this is the Matrix. Remember, but as you come, that's why fasting at this time is going to take you higher because that's what the energy does. is rebuilding. And if you keep doing the same thing over and over again as a rebuild and rebuild and rebuild, it's going to start picking up on a pattern and it's just going to increase. The thing is, just like how these stargates open outside of your body, they're opening inside of you at the same time. So it's weird, bro. It's like your body's made to adapt. It's just what are you adapting to? Everything on your body is made to adapt. But what are you adapting to? Are you adapting to poison or are you adapting to rebuilding the cells? Because rebuilding the cells is actually rebuilding your memory. So when you start seeing things and you may not remember it and you hear feeling like you can fly or move stuff with telekinesis, some basic ass shit. I mean, it's wonderful. I'm seeing people do it, but the thing they're scared of is when they start using their conscience to go bigger. Because it's like, let's see. All right, so like, say everything outside of you flexing to you, this energy that's within you, your chi, your life force, it's the same shit dealing with the sun. Just like how your A and your B came together, left side and right side of the brain came together and formed equal T, gamma, the third eye, and that denoted a higher state, which denoted a higher self, which you start going higher. Thing is, a lot of mental chakras is blocked right now. So the cure for that is imagination. If you can picture it being gone, just letting it flow down the river pretty much, you will feel how it is, how it's actually gone. But like for me, everything was just popping up because I had writer's block and everything. But when I did that, everything went away. You feel me? It was like it still is like that, but like I have a clear mind. You feel me? There's no interference, no type of anxiety, none of that shit. I have a clear mind. I mean, if I think of something like me trying to think, yeah, I can think, but like and hear myself thinking type shit. But other than that, I don't be just like just thinking like how I used to. Like that's how I know everyone deals with anxiety because it attacks the X gene. But the X gene deals with you physically and mentally, okay? Which also deals with you spiritually. Like your dreams is going to be way different, more of you in control, um, and more of have like you seeing what you need to see. Because as you start this, like say as you start to like have your dreams, have these outer body experiences, when you come back here, it's gonna make a lot of other shit just make sense, and you're gonna be wondering, how do I know this? But you that's how when people say going with the spirit, you have to go with that. Okay, as long as because then I say if it ain't right, it ain't righteous, and that's how you can discern for real, because operating you always operating from the heart space, but how are you operating in the heart space? At a higher self or a lower self? Okay. But dealing with these detachments, that's why I say watch the Avatar cartoon when he told him how to unlock his chakras. That's how you unlock your mental. So if you actually do it, it will unlock it. Okay. And your physical is going to deal with your diet, dealing on what you consume. Because if you can do this every day, just boom, boom, boom. especially through the 3 months. If you want to break out of a loop, fast throughout these 3 months because it's a phase of energy. It might seem like you in the same shit, same predicament every 3 months. It's because it's a reflecting. It's a mirror. It's mirror magic low key. I can't. I don't do magic and shit. I just naturally connect. But I know it's mirror magic just because of the realms and shit. So like, I feel like if I did meet somebody who was like Tahuti, because that's pretty much like the science that I tapped into my bloodline or something like that. So it's even like the Star of David is my symbol, and I know a lot of Masons might have used that and construed it, but I feel like the way I'm saying is like the true method of it. Like it representing the UV and the ground and the two suns, low key, because that energy is just yeah, it represents so above, so below. At the end of the day, a cycle. That's why I think like Orion is the 13, but I feel like that represents a new timeline. And after a while, with the numbers, with the numerology, I think it starts to like goes into a different um count. Let's see. So 10. All right. So 11 is two. 10 is one. 11 is two. 12 is three. 13 is four. 14 is five. Six. 15 is six. 16 is seven. 17 is eight. 18 is nine. 19 though is 10. And then you have two. Yeah, that's where it stops right there. You have 10. Oh no, that's a one still. And then the 20 is a two. 21 is a three. 22 is a four. All right, boom. Never mind. But the three and the six is a nine. Three and seven is a one. Three and eight is 11. Three, nine is a 12. That's a three. And then 40 is a four. But it's still in that cycle though. Weird. But yeah, I need to draw that shit out again so I can show you. But if you was to draw one, two, three, draw a line to split one, two, three from four, five, six, then draw another line to split that from uh four, five, six from seven, eight, nine, and then draw another one from 10 to 12. Boom, another cycle within a cycle within a cycle because that's a 720. But that's also the magic square of the sun is 66 plus 6, which equals 72. 72 deals with a gamma brainwave. 72 degrees deal with India. Um, and right back to some nine ether type shit. Because really, when you deal with um, these lion gates and stuff like that, it's kind of like total eclipse energy type thing. Because it kind of it opens up to Sirius. So you're dealing with higher ethers. That denotes the higher state on the planet. Mark my words. They already making it rain more. And since they've been doing that, they've been talking about COVID and monkeypox and all that extra shit. Because of the stuff I was telling you, the nano gold particles and the calcium carbonate, that formula makes it epoxy coating, which is like a plastic glue like clothing, but it's in a different state of matter. They're manipulating it in the air. Okay. So now that deals with your magnetism too. Okay. Like it could throw you off. That's why you need to be fasting. Because when you're eating meats, you're picking up anxiety from whatever you're eating. Okay. So when you start eating from the, the ground more, now you're picking up consciousness from the ground. That's like when you have sex, you're pretty much transferring consciousness over to the other person dealing with semen, Mars. So it's like that shit's crazy. But yeah, it's like it's kind of like iZombie. Bitch be eating zombies, and she be picking up the consciousness of whoever she ate, type shit. You gotta watch what you're eating. It's, some people like it might be fucking humans and some shit. Like only you're gonna know when, but it's nothing to freak out about. It's just don't do it. It's gonna make you not want to do it. All them damn TikTok videos. That's how you could really start. But I feel like I don't know, cause you're gonna realize all that thinking and shit really comes from the foods. So it's like what's in the food? What's Cause like say you got a free mind, right? And then you just start eating some meat, bro. It's bad. Then you're gonna be like, I'll be alright, just like a little drug addict. It's drugs in the food, just like they said on Clone Tyrone. And hood scientists, I experimented with myself. So like a lot of the shit that I be talking about, I I've already seen this timeline. It's just I have to express it to peep what's going on, and that's how I express it. You feel me? Sorry is not the best. Really not sorry because I didn't. I might have asked for this shit, but I didn't really ask for it. I was just trying to like start eating better and shit, you know. So boom. So yeah. So I had another theory. So dealing with this timeline of the seven cycle. All right. So it's 2160. It's just like the new age. That was April. So April to July. That's 2160 to 2250. July to October, 2250. Or yeah, 2250 to 2340, and then from October 27th to January 27th, then you have your 2430. Okay, so 2430 will represent October, no, 2430 will be January 27th for that energy to denote that timeline. And then they start reflecting shit with it. That's how you know these some bots, because the Unix system picks up on that frequencies, which is a time scheduler, just how the DNA picks up on the frequency dealing with the memory. Okay, the computer deals with the same shit. But if it was some big ass consciousness computer, if it was on anybody's side, it would be on our side. It's just it has a virus on it. You know, it's just like if Batman's computer, Batman, Batman got his own computer, right? If Batman computer was to turn on him, how would Batman save his computer? He would have to like, I don't know, like they would have one of the little love moments, I guess. But that's how it is with this shit. And the only thing that breaks it is truth. Okay, truth. Because truth is dealing with the heart frequency at a higher state. You feel me? That throat chakra helps physically, mentally, spiritually. That throat chakra opens gates, and you ain't gonna open no gates without opening your throat chakra. And your third eye intuition dealing with your crown state, that's gonna be thrown off too if you're not in your throat chakra. If your throat chakra is not open, you're always operating in these energies, but the energies has to be the chakras need to turn key to open, turn that table. Okay, it's just like the cycle. All right, so back to point 20. Okay, 2025 January 27th. That represents the year 2430. Okay, so dealing with the clock and the compass at the same time, that's dealing with north in January. Okay, the 360, the completion at that 12 before it restarts this cycle again and goes into a higher state. Because as it goes into a higher state, a new sun aligns. That's why it's to denote to seven, them six planets had to align to denote to seven. Okay, and since them six planets align around April, June, during that April through July, that first settlement of it, the seven energy, the seven ether, it started to build up some more. So boom. So a reset on the clock, military time, because you know the military on this shit. So dealing with the measurement because time is just a measurement, right? So time in a day, you have to read it off of energy. So this timeline I'm giving you is pretty much hertz. It's not a year, but the thing is, it aligns with the year if it was time travel. Feel me? Because you would have to pick up on the frequency to match that point of time. You feel me? So that's my theory. So if 2400 was the reset, like 12 o'clock midnight, and then it restarts the time, 2400 will be January 27th minus 30 days, and that would bring you back to like December or after Christmas, pretty much. And I've been seeing this little timeline thing match up, and knowing this election is over with, and people talking about the flood because there is going to be a flood in October 27th through November 12th. It's going to be a big flood somewhere, different places, wherever that sun is hitting. But it's going to be X flares popping because it's going to be denoting a higher state on the planet and the ethers and with you. It's either going to build you, lose memory, gain memory, or nothing changes. That's all that's happening. I say eat more good fruits, blend them up so you can be hydrated and get your minerals you need. change up the different colors. You feel me? The different ones, and then look it up so you start getting like knowledge of what you eat because each fruit has different minerals in it. But when you start taking larger consumptions of it, other than taking pills, is going to do something way better. Damn, you look good as fuck. But anyways, anywho, yeah, I don't really have too much to say anymore. I'm just rambling at this point. That's what I've been doing. But yeah, if you peep my symbol, there's a triangle down, an X, and a triangle up. The thing about these sunspots, the first 3 years from 2017 to 2020, it created that Star of David, and that denoted that for the fourth dimension, that fourth dimension energy, it already hit. You feel me? Dealing with the 144, and it allowed you to go higher. Apparently, a lot of people, a lot of people went higher. Apparently, but shit, you seeing people popping up saying, "I'm from the year 2006, 60, all that extra shit." Yeah, bro. Them and they be popping up with events and telling stuff maybe, and then you see it reflecting with the Matrix, and now it's like a plot, a whole fucking script. Your memory is what's remembering, so you know what the fuck's going on. Then you be like, oh shit, I've been here before. But it's different from when you hear it, from when you actually know it. Because when you know it, now you're becoming more conscious of what the fuck going on. Now, when you connect with nature, you're subconsciously like doing shit, remembering. Because even when you ground, that repairs cells. It helps with inflammation, all types of stuff. And whenever you're feeling sore and all that extra stuff, that's most likely dealing with inflammation. So you really need the ground. Because the thing, I haven't read Project 2025, but I did see something sus on someone's live. And they were showing it, and I caught a quick glimpse. It said carbon footprints. In my eyes, my definition of carbon footprints is grounding, okay? Because how you gonna have carbon footprint satellites, okay? That's when they was talking about they found someone's fingerprints in in space. How? What? Go ahead, bro. That was probably me grounding. You feel me? It was somebody. You feel me? Nature kind of turned up for me. The trees when I said that, but it's like the sun is just shining on me and it's opening up. Shit. I thought it was supposed to be a hurricane, but yeah. Back to the carbon footprints. I'm getting off track. All right, so the carbon footprint. Y'all might as well stay on here. Someone's being lame or weird. Look, if you just gonna like it, like it. You didn't even watch the whole video. You just hopped on here. You feel me? I didn't prepare myself for no live. I just be talking. So that being said, carbon footprint is grounding. We have a carbon footprint satellite that's dealing with the moon. Okay, because what is the moon? And the moon is a satellite planet. You can say it's not a planet. It's a Death Star. It looks just like the Death Star of Star Wars. When that light is not shining, the little light it be using to manipulate the cast whatever it wants to show. When that light's not there, it looks like a big orb. It's just like the Death Star. If you look at the Beaver Moon, it was shown. That was supposed to be like a lunar eclipse. That Beaver Moon showed that shit. But the thing is, that's another thing about opening, unlocking yourself. You have to know thyself because now you dealing with higher. I mean, the thing is, you can never be in fear because as you start unlocking, you can't go back into fear. You just have to be, feel me, and just know you're protected. And once you start peeping it, you're gonna you. The thing is, because if you don't, you're gonna be tested, and you're gonna have to be shown if you haven't, just so you can know that you're protected. It's just like I know these motherfuckers might be watching me. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's all in my mind. And you have to use discernment when it comes to shit like that. But at the same time, they're not watching me. That's what I'm gonna say. Because that means if they were trying, they're not gonna be able to. You're dealing with the air, the water, the earth, the fire, and where it's coming from. They're manipulating these elements. These elements is part of your consciousness. Okay, so the moon deals with the waters and the ground. So when you're grounding, that's a carbon footprint satellite that's being picked up. Why? Because when you ground, you actually create a sunspot, and you can create a sunspot for yourself if it was cloudy and you just wanted to feel the sun. Like if you was a type of sun gazer like me, when I haven't been sun gazing as much as I should, but when I was like daily, like you can't tell me shit. Like no shirt, no shoes. I might have my slides on everywhere I want. For real, I'll just be in a car, soaking up that shit, step out, ground, get a blunt. And I was testing it, and I saw it too many times. So it'd be weird, because then you be trying to tell somebody, yeah, you can ground. This is how I be clearing the clouds, boop, boop. And they just be like, okay. Then when you show them, it's different. Like, so it's like you can, because it'd be like, say certain people used to come around, they'd be like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? And I tell them, and they're like, oh, okay. But sometimes that can make you throw you off your game, and you just start chilling with them or something, and not grounded anymore. For example, I got back to it, and they start seeing it. Then they start coming outside with their shoes off. Not even if they try to do it, they be like, shit must be working for him type shit. Cause it'd be weird. Cause I'd be like, bro, what's wrong with niggas taking their shoes off? Like niggas do that shit any other day. I walk outside. I'm in an apartment complex. Had me a good little spot. I felt like it used to be a pyramid that used to be there, and I was getting memories from around that area. It felt like it was like had like a Native American type. I'm gonna say that because we was kind of like dressed up like that, and I wasn't even asleep. Like I was sleepy though, and my neck fell back a little bit, and I had this vision, kind of like that's a raven. And I remember I was running, and I was in that body, like I was looking out the eyes, and I was running through these woods, and it was a whole bunch of us, but the way we were so militant, the way we were running, we weren't walking though. We were running, and people popping up and was coming together. And when we got past where the trees was, it was like we was coming out this hill, going down it, and it was this big castle that was just floating in the air, and it had like rock. It was like it was in the ground at one point, and it just floated in the air. And it was like an old castle, like Count Dracula looking castle, not no pretty shit that you want to go to. Look like some evil shit, and we was all running to that shit like we were about to destroy it. And that was like, but the area kind of seemed like it was Florida, but it might have been here. We had like red paint on and shit. It's weird. And then I just started having like these Native American downloads. Like, like I was getting feathers. I always had a feather on me. Then I started seeing Kevin Gate wear it. I was like, oh shit, so niggas actually be doing that shit. So boom. So I had the feathers. I used to put it on my little grounding spot. I'll leave the feather with an incense, and that will open up the sky type shit. Be all types of weird shit. But I mean, that worked for me for my consciousness. It might not work for you the same way. I mean, it probably could. It's definitely probably means something. How I was using it was like a totem because I'm connected to like eagles, even falcons. But the thing is, these eagles and falcons, the real ones, some of them aren't real birds. They're fake birds, and then you have these shape shifting birds, and you can catch them on camera, but to see it like shape shift type shit, it's weird because it could like shape shift into a ship, a being, or a goddamn bird. And some of these planes ain't planes. Like you could tell by the auras, they are like red and green auras on them, just like some of the birds. Yeah. The seven ether settles, bro. There's gonna be more shit in the waters popping up, more creatures that you hear about, more being able to see because the density of light. I mean, the light spectrum is changing to the eye because it's settling on the physical state. So the seven is settling. It's like halfway through. And if you think I'm wrong, that's okay. All I'm just saying, you seeing everybody talk about it now. I said this was gonna happen. So I mean, peace to you. If you picked up fear on from anything, then you need to change your diet, and you need to watch that Avatar Lock Your Chakra videos and do everything he tell Aang to do. And sit there till you actually do it, step by step, till you can actually see it. Because if you can't see it, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work thinking about it. It's gonna work seeing it. Because if you see it, that's when that motion feels it. and it really ties to your X gene. So I'm trying to tell you how to remove that spiritual parasite. Peace.